Not the power. Inside 4 to go. And it is relatively uncomplicated. We have got, in about 500 meters, maybe even less, we've got a little roundabout that has to be negotiated. They skip right across the top of it, and well, it's a straight road, if you understand. And then it's pretty much a straight run, albeit with 300 meters to go. They go through a tiny little underpass, and they've got a sort of a left-hander that could prove quite demanding. A lot of riders will be fighting for position. It's just far enough to the line that it could be a bit challenging. Geraint Thomas through and immediately steps off the gas. Could be an opportunity for Harper to launch the attacks. Had they got enough of an advantage with 3 kilometers remaining, the cooperation between this group could change a little bit. Foss on the back here, punching tickets at the moment. Chavez doesn't want to make an investment. 2 riders, of course, from the Bahrain Victoria squad are Tiberi and Wout Poels. You'd probably bet on Tiberi today. Depends on the legs. You look good on the climb, look good on the descent. Generally speaking, tends to be good on a flat road. Wout Poels struggling to close the gap here a little bit, or is he? And then they found wide across the road, everyone looking around themselves. The gap's surely coming down. Has to be an attack. Tobias Foss tries to launch for the back, sneaks through on the left-hand side, but not quite. So that was just, he had a mind that he could well just surprise them a little bit, but he's kept the pace quick, and that, if nothing else, has at least potentially ensured that they will contest the day. Tobias Foss recognising that they need to keep the chain tight here in order to keep that group behind. The chase group tantalisingly close. Further skirmishing and playing the game, as they say, amongst that group up front, and they're going to be caught, but they ought to hold what they have. They'll judge it well. Down to the final 2K. 2 kilometers, they have 131 kilometers in their legs. Doesn't sound like a lot. Bit of a detachment potentially at the front. And Harper has to knit this one back together again. In turn, it was a full-blooded investment made on the front by Geraint Thomas. Thomas doesn't want to lose what they've made here. The advantage they've gained. Do they have a plan? And everybody's freewheeling again. Can't be good. Gap up to 20 seconds or so. Got to be for Chavez an opportunity. Foss is all over that one. Those at the back, not as easily ambushed. Bardet tapping along in his wake. Harper there as well. And it's a dangerous moment as Tiberi lets the wheel go. Could be a fracture here. Foss and Bardet continue to ride through. Harper's going to sit on here and see if the rest. It's tough to play the game. Down to the final 900 meters. We're inside the kite. It's going to be an absolutely thrilling finish to a super day of racing. Issue in doubt all the way to the finish line here. 700 meters remaining. Bardet is thinking about GC maybe and trying to hold what he has. Wout Poels is turning himself upside down to try and close the gap, finding himself as a rider in the middle. One of the Lidl treks could be Gebre Sabir, but certainly up front you've got Tobias Foss going to lead them into the final 300 meters. Chavez in his wake. Trying to come with a run is Harper. It's a big long run to the line from World Time Trial Championship medalist Tobias Foss. And look at Harper coming around the outside. Harper in the run to the line. Chavez is not going to get there. Foss just might hang on here. Tobias Foss, is he going to get there? The long lead out pays off as he gets victory on stage 1. Well, time to get a look at the data. Sort of what's we putting in the last 300 meters there, Tobias, I suspect. Fair few. Briefly, into 4 figures, I would have thought. Well into 4 figures. Chavez, out of his slipstream. Harper manages to come up and over the Colombian rider, but he was never getting to Foss here, was he? Stunning strength and a glorious victory for Tobias Foss, the 26-year-old Norwegian rider. Well, by my reckoning, the biggest road race success he's had. Plenty of victories and significant moments in his time trial career, of course, but in regular mass start road racing, has of course been he's the national champion of Norway, but getting a win amongst his peers, World Tour riders,